Thanks for clicking on this video. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. When we last left off, the Power Rangers had gotten themselves a new enemy in the form of Lord Zedd's Dark Ranger, whose true identity, at least in this version of the story, is Richie, the young man from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that we really didn't get to see a lot in the original show. Mainly because he was supposedly supposed to be a love interest for Trini, and then the actress playing Trini left the show, and Richie was never ever seen again. He was like a whisper in the wind. But however, not in this timeline. This timeline, we're actually going to do something with him. After all, I always felt that was sort of a waste, and he could have been set up as the perfect enemy for the Power Rangers. Better than what Tommy Oliver ever was as Rita Repulsa's evil Green Ranger. Nah, this isn't going to be someone who was turned bad. This was someone who was literally forged out of the air with the combined energies of every single Power Ranger and literally created as an evil being. This isn't gonna be, this guy will turn good like they did with Tommy Oliver. Oh, no, no, no. This is an enemy through and through. And if you had watched the previous part, this Dark Ranger, aka Richie, along with Goldar, were causing the Rangers all sorts of havoc and chaos. Not only that, as Richie, the young boy assisting Ernie at the youth center, it meant that he could lead the Rangers into all sorts of other dangerous situations with his manipulation, pretending to be their friend. Almost like the complete opposite to how Tommy did things when he was mind controlled as Rita Repulsa's evil Green Ranger slave. As one day, Richie is attacked by the Putty Patrol. Ah, help me! Help me! Someone please! Oh, he would pretend to defend himself and use whatever little knowledge of martial arts he pretended to have. But he would make sure he's being overwhelmed by putties and, of course, Goldar. After all, this is one of Richie's plans. Richie pretending to be kidnapped and captured in order to lure the Power Rangers into a trap. And, well, so yes, with Richie captured, and yes, I'm doing quotation mark quotes here, the plan actually works. The Power Rangers buy that, hook, line, and sinker. After all, Richie's not gonna pull this stunt without the Rangers actually witnessing what's going on. And essentially, it's morphing time, and the Rangers, with Zordon's help and Alpha and the viewing globe, they're able to track Richie's location. And yeah, he's being held somewhere around the beach. Nice big rocky areas that look like, basically he can't get out. Even if you were to run, you wouldn't escape me, the mighty Goldar! Oh yes. Gotta keep up the act and the charade as the Rangers burst on the scene, and the fight is pretty much on, and more or less the Rangers are pretty much holding their own, battling off with the putties and even battling with Goldar. However, then the Dark Ranger appears, and they're battling. But how is Dark Ranger battling with them while Richie is standing right there, fading to be captured? Oh, in due time, guys, in due time. The battle is on, and, well, with Dark Ranger's presence there, things are more shifting onto the bad guy's side, as they also got a monster waiting for him. And this monster is in the form of the very terrain that they are standing on. You see, guys, this is why I like improving what ifs. You have no idea where it's gonna go. It's a lot more fun that way. Anyways, so the monster itself was disguised into the very terrain that they are standing on. I knew this place seems suspicious. No wonder I couldn't recognize it. This isn't a part of Angel Grove at all, Billy exclaimed as the monster takes form. It's basically just a giant, terrain, rocky, spiky, yeah, terrain kind of monster, which means it's really powerful. And, well, the Rangers are forced to get into their Zords and battle not only with the monster. After all, being a terrain monster means it's already fully grown and is marching towards Angel Grove as they speak. And what has made this battle even worse is, thanks to Lord Zedd's power, Goldar has grown as well, along with Dark Ranger. Mind you, Dark Ranger has his own Zord too, and he can resort to that if need be. But for right now, Richie is quite content in having a bit of fun himself before he reduces back to his normal size and calls his Zord. And with him being, quite frankly, lighter on his feet than a Zord, the Zords, the Power Rangers Megazords, are pretty much becoming wrecked. In fact, Megazord seems to be completely defeated at this point. And, well, with White Ranger still not part of the equation yet, there's no Tiger Zord to back them up either. And since they're being beaten like this by 3 different attackers, the only thing that the Rangers can think to do at this point to give them a slight advantage is to split the Megazord back up to the 5 original Zords. So they split back up. So we've got the Red Dragon, Blue Unicorn, the Firebird, Black Lion. I forget what the yellow one is. Bottom line is, they've now separated into 5 separate Zords that is actually able to help them when you think about the numbers they are facing. That's 3 gigantic kaijus they're fighting. There's the Lord Zedd's land monster, the Dark Ranger himself, and of course, Goldar. And with the Zords being separate, they now got the numbers gain. And this actually does force Richie to withdraw as he calls upon the Dark Dragon Zord. Remember, Richie has Green Ranger's weapons, including the Summon Dagger. So basically, his Zord, the Dragon Zord, has been altered into a new Zord. One that's completely consumed with evil. It still responds to the dagger, but it's been made to only answer to Richie thanks to Lord Zedd's magic. And so, we got 3 monsters again, but now it's Zord versus Zord, and Richie's Zord is just on a completely other level to the other 5 Zords. In fact, they can barely keep up with it. The only way they're going to win at this point is if they take the separation even further and reduce for example, the Red Dragon Zord, because that's the only one that I can come up with on the top of my head, reducing him back to its Tyrannosaurus form. As we know from the series, when they summon their second Megazord, it goes from Tyrannosaurus to Red Dragon, and Triceratops to Blue Unicorn, Pterodactyl to Firebird, you know, Tyrannosaurus, Red Dragon, Thunderzord power! You know, it's that Zord. Why do this? Because I feel that these Zords would actually be more suitable for this kind of combat. After all, Tyrannosaurus Rexes have claws and teeth to bite into the enemy, and Triceratops at least have horns. They have weapons and guns. Saber-toothed tiger, need I say more? Pterodactyl, mastodon. Yeah, these would be more suitable for combat. And at this point, Goldar and the monster are pretty much worn out. So Goldar has pretty much decided to retreat as he does. And they're able to pretty much divide their efforts between Dark Dragon Zord and the land monster, which ultimately Richie is forced to retreat too, because having 3 Zords on him just proved to be a little bit too much. And after all, he doesn't have any spare Zords running around, so he errs on the side of caution and withdraws at this point. And, well, the Rangers are able to change back and reform the Megazord, and they essentially destroy the land monster, and they return to try and free Richie. And after dealing with the Putty Patrol that was still guarding Richie, it turns out that the Richie they had captured was nothing more than Scorpina. Scorpina transforming herself, being part of the deception. We had you Rangers running around like fools. It was priceless. And, well, she essentially teleports away, and the real Richie appears in her place. He's worn out. He's lying down on the ground, and the Rangers simply think he's been tortured a little bit or something. Maybe Goldar roughed him up a little bit. And, well, this essentially means Richie's cover as Dark Ranger is intact, and the Rangers are just buying it hook, line, and sinker. And this is where we're going to leave things for now, with the Rangers with a bit of a job well done. However, we haven't seen the last of Richie the Dark Ranger yet, as even now he is formulating his next plan. This was more of a, for Richie, this was more a reconnaissance mission, if anything. Find out what the Rangers are really capable of. And now, he does know firsthand what the Rangers are capable of as they work together. Alright, so this is where we're leaving things. What do you guys think of the story? Please like and subscribe. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I will see you guys again next time.